You'd mentioned, was it the Bloom Flower Festival? So tell us a little bit about that.
Show gardens are completely like the other side of gardening to an allotment or anything like that. Show gardens are all about the visuals, and they're great, they're addictive, but they are there for maybe a week at a time. But they inspire people. They're great to do as a designer because you get to, just completely have your own idea and follow that through without having restrictions on it. I mean, bar the budget and the size of the space, but you can pretty much do whatever you want to do. I think most people will know of the Chelsea Flower Show, or will have heard of it, or will have seen bits of it on telly. And that's the top end of the show gardens. Bloom is a great show. It's really the sort of Chelsea equivalent in Ireland. It's based in Dublin, Phoenix Park. It's on for 4 days at the end of May, but we start our build next Tuesday, so it's about a 3-week build to that. And it's full on, but it's great fun. It's super fun, and hopefully there's a good medal at the end of it and everybody can pat themselves on the back. It's a way of promoting yourself as a designer. It's a way of getting to meet people at the show. And I think that's my favourite part of it, apart from the build, getting all that finished, actually meeting people and talking to so many different people about loads and loads of different gardens on different levels. The garden that I've designed this year is for Enable Ireland. It's for a charity based in Dublin, and they work with people of all abilities and their families. So the garden is it's a modern garden, I suppose, modernist. There's lots of curving pathways through it, polished concrete, weathered steel. So visually it's a beautiful garden with lots of naturalistic planting that anybody would be hopefully happy to have as their garden, but it's a fully accessible garden, so anybody who has limited mobility or is in a wheelchair is able to use that garden as well.
So you were talking about access island and mobility and things. If people don't have a garden of their own and they want to get involved, are there any groups that people can go to?
There are, I suppose, there are different volunteer groups and things for gardening. In terms of, I mean, there will be courses and things that young people can do now. It's more, let's say, more trendy gardening now than it ever was. So there are more courses available to young people. It's a tough enough profession. You're never going to make fortunes at it, either as a gardener or as a garden designer per se. But I don't think that's why that you do it. It's a great profession, but it's a way of life. It gets in there, and that's it. So, and I would say that in the south there seems to be a lot more government help for the industry. Horticulture, they have their own board down there for horticulture and food. Here, that's not as prevalent here, but hopefully that'll change.
Yeah. I know in Newcastle there was a men's shed group, and there's a big sort of garden. It's almost a garden centre where they're producing stuff for one of the hotels. Yeah.
There's a few different charities here in the north that will work. I think it's Head Matters and things like that will work again where we're talking about therapy, and how therapeutic gardening is. And they find that a good way with people with head injuries, to be able to get back into some form of working life or whatever.
Have you worked with those sort of groups yourselves?
Not really. I've done a few kind of day things with them, but
and
or with the schools and things more, But it's a great it's a great way to get someone interested again in something. Even if it's something as basic, as sowing seeds, and then that moves on to maybe planting those seeds, and then maybe, you know, working full time in a garden, you know.
Brilliant. If people want to contact you, how would they best contact?
Well, I have a website, Blue Leaf Garden Design, so the details are on that phone number, and examples obviously of what I do, what I could do for them. Yeah.
I normally ask people if there's anything that they would like to have said that I didn't really give them an opportunity to. Is there something you'd like to? Especially about gardens.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose just, you know, some people think that gardening isn't for them, you know, and everybody can do a bit of gardening, even if it's a pot of herbs in the kitchen, you know, to cook with, or a window box or whatever, you know, and don't let the state of a garden or the mess of a garden or whatever put you off. You know, once you get out and get started, just do it, you know. Come to garden centres, see what's available, get inspiration, look at the magazines, look at the flower shows, you know, and see what's available. And there's something for everybody in gardening, whether it is at the lowest level of maybe just growing something, you know, herbs on a windowsill or an allotment, or actually full scale, you know, deciding to become a gardener or a garden designer or a landscape architect or whatever. There's something for everybody there.
And perhaps people just need to give themselves permission to slow down and stop.
That's it. I mean, most people that I would meet that have negative things to say about the garden, i.e., oh, I've got to do the garden, it's such a chore, I've got to cut the grass, I've got to, you know, they don't have the time, and they do let themselves see it as a chore in their life, and if they think a bit more positively about it, you know, they'll maybe get out there, they'll maybe take out the lawn and put in a nice gravel bed or something instead with plants, or, you know, a pond or whatever, you know. Just make it work for you, and don't be ruled by the space that you have. You know, make it your own space, your own dream garden, bit of paradise, whatever you want. Yeah.
Linda, thank you very much for spending the time with me.
Pleasure.
It's been lovely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have more on the way, so please subscribe to this channel and check out the link below if you'd consider becoming a patron to help us keep making more content. Thanks for watching.